And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is a new old building. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at wracking. That's MURDY creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at wracking to see the best of our product shots. Follow us, keep up to date with our daily photos, and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right. So, for those of you who have this good, long foresight, who can kind of see the writing on the wall, kind of see how things are evolving, you may have anticipated this already. But I think we're no longer going to be building a building, or at least renovating a building. I think we're going to be buying a building. So, after... it's funny because this happened in like the real decision happened in a matter of 24 hours. I'd gotten off the phone with our inspector. I'd gotten off the phone with the contractors. I'd gone through all of the lists and I'd done there's 18 people now that we've coordinated and got all this stuff with, and it's going to be a ton of work. And it was going to be months. It was months of work. And it was going to be probably $60,000 when it was all said and done. I mean, between $40,000 and $60,000 when it was all said and done. And it was actually a comment that Meryl made to me that got me thinking about it. And it was like, oh, what she had said was, are we going to have enough space in the new place? And it got me thinking. And I went out and I measured exactly the square footage of the new workshop, or what would have been the new workshop. And I went and measured the current workshop. And it was only going to be about 200 more square feet. Well, that's not nearly enough, particularly when you're about to spend $60,000 on it. I was like, this is a very, very bad cost-benefit situation. And that got me thinking, maybe I need to look at other buildings. Maybe I just need to look at buying a building. Let's see what the costs are. Let's see what it looks like. And to my surprise, I drove around Horicon, and there were a ton. I mean, between Horicon and Mayville, which is the closest other town to us, there were a ton of commercial buildings for sale. A lot of them. There were any kind you wanted. There was a variety of square footages. There was a variety of, accoutrement. There was a variety of just everything you could ask for. It actually got me thinking a lot about the state of Horicon and Mayville and just this area in general. In the Pioneer, which is the Dodge County, that's the county we're in, newspaper, there was an article not that long ago, and I got to see if I can find that. I got to call the Pioneer, actually, and ask them for more details. Because in the Dodge Pioneer, there was an article about how there's a small business grant specifically for businesses moving into Horicon to incentivize them to move into Horicon, because the city is suffering from the fact that a lot of businesses have either gone out of business because of coronavirus, or they've just been consolidated into the other businesses in the area, and it's just, you're not seeing as much growth as they wanted. I remember reading that. That was probably a month and a half ago. I remember reading that and thinking to myself, if only it would be a great opportunity for us if only we were moving into Horicon. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't understand how that didn't dawn on me. It's funny, actually, because there's a couple of buildings I've gone and toured now, and all of them have potential. And I think out of those, there's a couple that show good promise. I don't want to go into too much detail yet, because as of this recording, no deal has been signed. So once more has progressed in this process and we've made more progress, I will inform you guys with greater detail about the specifics of the ones and things that are pertinent to this process. But I just want to wax philosophically and I guess spiritually for a minute here, because I realized, Leah and I were talking about this, that if we had not planned on putting the company on this property, we would have never bought this property. If we'd never planned on putting the company on our whatever property we bought, we would never have looked for a property that could support this, right? We would never have even started our search for this particular house. We would have never actually bought this house. And if I hadn't gone through the process of trying to build this building, I would have never realized how valuable it would have been to buy a building. Had we not done any of that, had we planned on buying a building from the get-go, we would have never ended up here. And this house is perfect for us. It's the perfect place. We are so happy where we live. So the good Lord pushed me in a direction so that I could be right here at this time. And then I think he planted seeds, for example, like the Pioneer News article. I've never read the Pioneer before. I would have never read that particular Pioneer, that newspaper, if it hadn't been sitting on the table while I was waiting for dinner to be finished. And I just brought the mail in, and I sat down and I thought, I'll read it. I don't know what's in it. And I would have never found that article had dinner been finished on time. Right? And if I hadn't found that article, it wouldn't have been, like, the seed wouldn't have been planted in my head. And if the bridge in Horicon hadn't been out and having work done on it, I would have never changed my route to go between my house and the Menards and Walmart and Beaver Dam. And had I never changed my route, I wouldn't have driven through the kind of commercial area of Horicon and seen all of these buildings for sale. And had I not gone through the building process, had Meryl asked that question, made me think about it a little more, and at that same day have to drive to Menards and Beaver Dam, I would have never driven past the many buildings that were for sale, and that would have never triggered that thought. Had I never gotten that far, I would have never looked at all of these incredible buildings and realized that there were several that had unbelievable promise for different reasons, and were many of them very reasonably priced. It's interesting to me how, and I think those who don't believe in God, I think even they would be struggled. I think if you look back, it would be hard for you to not say something was guiding me, right? People, I think, the Greeks talked about fate and all those other things, which the fates were just versions of God, right? Like they were just gods in their own right, like the fates, right? So I think humanity has always understood that there are certain causal chains that seem and are, in many ways, just ludicrous had there not been some guiding force. And this is one of those chains. I am shocked where we're at now. However, I am very excited right now. I have been thrilled because this process of looking at these buildings has opened up a whole new world for me. Because now that I've gotten out of the headspace of I've got to make this building into what I need it to be and spend a lot of money doing it, and it'll be a lot of time, and it'll be imperfect, and it won't be good for very long. Now I've changed, and it's a shift in direction to say, okay, well, how big of a building do we really want to get? How big can we afford? What type of building do we want to get? Do we want to get something that's really, really modern, really, really nicely finished? Do we want something that's going to be built to, last a long time, that's going to be finished with specific materials that are going to last a long time? Do we want a certain size, right? Do we want to go really big and maybe look for tenants, or do we want to go more modestly sized and fill the space ourselves and turn the whole place into our own? And that is exciting. And it's really reframed my perspective on things. Now, a big aspect of this particular problem is still time. I mean, we're coming up on a critical decision point where it's like we've got to move. And frankly, a functional part of all of these deals, with whatever deal we end up going with, a functional part of it has to be the ability to move into our new location on August 1st. You have to be in the building. Our current lease runs out in the early bits of August, but I want there to be a little overlap so we can move and clean the old place without really any problems. So we need to be able to move in. So realistically, it's almost like we have to begin a lease, and then it'll become ours once the payments all go through. And I don't mind that process so much. Part of the reason why we have to do it that way is because with commercial spaces, and I mean, frankly, this is true of private spaces like, residential housing, but with commercial housing, there's time. You have to go through the process. There's days and inspections, and, you have to do diligence and all of these other pieces that have, there are aspects to them that don't move quite on the timetable I'd like them to. Now, one option would be to ask our current landlords to extend our lease a month or two. I honestly don't like that idea. We are so cramped in our current space. We are dealing right now with massive just critical problems because we are in such a tight space that moving into a new larger space, whether it's massive or more modestly sized, it's going to be better than what we've currently got. And moving into that larger space will allow us to continue to press the company into the next area, to push forward, to get to that new place that we want to be, to scale larger like we've been trying to do for the last couple of months, but have been running into production problems. It allows us to move past those problems before we have to, in a more rapid way. And moving faster allows us to increase our purchase. I mean, even if we have to lease, quote unquote, and pay a lease payment to the current owners of whatever building we end up buying, that'll still be better off because the money that we will pay in that increased cost of lease payment will be less than what we will end up making by being able to move into the new space and grow faster. So whatever ends up happening, and like I said, as this process evolves, there's a lot of cool opportunities, a lot of different buildings on the horizon, and I will inform you and give you updates as we make an offer, get an offer accepted, move forward on that progress with the new building. It is very exciting, and who knows? Maybe this building will allow us, I don't know if we'll do a retail space in it. I think retail has a lot of problems, but what we might do is we might have it set up in such a way where if you're in the area or if you're traveling to the area and you want to come take a tour of the workshop, we can offer that. You can have your item, whatever order you want to have made right in front of you. You can help pick out the leather. You can watch it being made. Maybe that'll be something that we launch. I'd love to do that. I think having people see the process from start to finish and see the thing go will be, I think, very cool for people. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to check back in next Tuesday for our next podcast. And don't forget to check that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get notified when we launch new episodes. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, accessory, or anything else we sell, feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at Murdy Creative Co. Or you can contact us via Instagram and Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message. All the usuals. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. But we do appreciate your patience. If you want to give us a phone call, it's 414-434-9001. That is a call or text number, 414-434-9001. You reach out to us Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. We don't work federal holidays, and so for those of you listening to this, we will be off on July 3rd, actually, the Friday in honor of the 4th of July. The July 2nd, the Friday, in honor of the 4th of July. So we won't be available then. If you do happen to catch us, either not able to get to us during the phone during office hours or out of office hours, just leave a voicemail. We'll do our best to get back to you right away as soon as we get back. If you are, if you'd like to, if you think about it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community. So both a review on whatever podcast app you're listening on, but also a review on the product itself. You can go to murdycreative.co/reviews to read all of our amazing reviews. For those of you who are not sure if it's the right thing for you, go check those out. I think it might change your mind. And if you want to leave a good review, there's a button there that clicks leave a good review. That'll take you to facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews. There's a question there. Do you recommend the Murdy Creative Company? You click yes, and then you can write your wonderful review. We do read them. We love them. Oftentimes, I will read our good reviews out loud to the team to encourage them, and everyone loves that. So definitely do that if you'd like. There's also a button there that if you are going to leave us a bad review, please click that button instead. That'll take you and get you direct contact with us. It means a lot to us that we have good experiences with all of our customers. We want everyone to walk away from the company happy, no matter what that is. We will do anything we can to make things right. So if you have a problem, we will do anything we can to fix it, including and up to offering recrafting and refunds. So please just reach out to us if you have any problems. We'll do our best to fix it. You click that button there. It'll get you a little bit, it'll move you up a little bit in the queue there. It has a little higher level of urgency, and we'll do our best to get back to you and fix that problem. If you want to share the company, word of mouth is always the best form of advertising. It always has been, always will be. Reach out to your friends and family and share the company. If you want to get a little something for doing that, log in at the bottom of our website. Click on the little rewards tab at the bottom left-hand corner. Log in there. You'll get 5% back on any purchase you make while logged in. And there's a shareable link there. If you share that link with your friends and family, they get $5 off their first purchase, and you get $5 of in-store credit. So it's a great way to share the company. It really helps us out, helps them out, and helps you out a little bit. So definitely check that out. If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to talk about anything. There's a lot that's going on, obviously, in the back end, and trying to figure out what people are interested in is obviously difficult. So check that out if you are interested in checking that out. Send us definitely podcast topics you want to hear more about. If you're looking for multiple binders, journals, folios, anything we sell for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, ask about our bulk discounts available. We do offer them as a built-in part of our website. So if you just want to add them to your cart, it'll automatically apply the correct discount for that quantity. However, if you're not sure exactly what quantity you need and you want to strategize a little bit, send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co. We can go over what those discounts are, work on finding you the right quantity at the right price. If you're looking for a custom order, we do offer custom engraving with no minimums and no setup fees. It's just $15 as a flat fee. It can go up a little bit depending on the size and complexity, but it's normally $15, and that is pre-bulk discount. So if you're getting a bunch of items with a custom logo, it can actually be a lot less than that $15 per item. So if you're interested in that, either check out the custom bulk tab under the specialty tab on our website. You can check out that page. It's got a lot of details about the process. Or if you want to just reach out to us directly, you can send an email to sales@murdycreative.co. That's sales@murdycreative.co. Be sure to attach your image and any other details in the email itself, and we can get you a custom mock-up so that you can take a look at it, and then a custom order link that you can purchase the item that you've just seen mocked up through. So thank you very much for that. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.